Romans 14 verse 22 tells us a powerful verse. It says, do you have faith? Have it to yourself before God. Happy is the man that condemns not himself in the thing which he alloweth. Now, let me ask you this question. In your relationship with God, what have you allowed? You know, maybe you've allowed some things, to do that you question. I gave you an example of me smoking my pipe. I gave you an example of me drinking some beer. Okay? Maybe you've allowed some things in your life and you're questioning it. Well, in your relationship with God, what have you allowed? Understand this. You will answer to God for it. Okay? You will answer to God for that thing that you are allowing. Do you beat yourself up? Do you give yourself a guilt trip constantly? What I'm convinced of is this. A big hindrance to knowing God can be what I call the religious guilt trip that so many Christians give themselves. When favor or good things from God are viewed as bad or evil. You do understand, don't you, that there are some churches out there that view sex as the original sin? Sex between Adam and Eve. They view that. There are actually religious people, churches out there that view that as that was the first original sin, making love. And this is what I mean when you take favor from God, when you take something that is good for God and view it as evil and then beat yourself up. Beat yourself up. Now I want to tell you what a real man is, a real woman is, a real bad you-know-what. It's a person who accepts full responsibility for the things that he does and allows in his life. And it's a person that understands that I and only I will answer to God for this. I don't have to answer to my priest. I don't have to explain it to my preacher. I don't have to get permission. I don't have to go through 10 years of Bible study on this subject necessarily. I accept full responsibility for the thing that he does, that I am doing, and that I allow myself to do in my life. Because I understand that I and I only, in my personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and you got to understand, it's a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. You may not allow some of the things that I have allowed. You may look at what I just said and thought, oh, there's a preacher drinking beer, for pity's sakes. He's going to hell, whatever. You may think that. And you would never allow that. You would never allow yourself to smoke a pipe or a cigarette or something like that, But when you understand, as this verse says, do you have faith? Have it to yourself. Happy is the man that condemns not himself for the thing which he allows. We all answer to God for the things that we do, you see. And, when it talks about judging one another, I think this is the issue that is one of the issues of judgment, is when we judge other Christians in these areas, It's not talking about you can't look at something that's wrong and say it's wrong. That's not judging, that's just reality. If you see a minister, if you hear on the news a minister is caught with a prostitute, there's nothing wrong with saying what he did was commit adultery, but that's just facing reality in all its ugliness. But often as Christians, we judge one another for the things that they've done or are doing. I mean, what would you do if you saw your Christian brother buying a carton of beer in the store? First of all, would you hide it? No, I don't hide it at all. I mean, that's their problem, what they think. I don't care what they think. I really don't care if someone looks at me and thinks, man, he's not Christian. Because I'm answering to God for it, you see.